I'm so bad, why would Allah even address me? Allah talks to people that He loves. Allah talks to people that obey Him. Allah talks to people that fulfill His commands. Allah talks to people that stay in the halal and they don't go towards the haram. He talks to those people. But in this ayah, Allah talks to الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. And what's even more remarkable is that this ayah was revealed in Makkah. In Makkah. So this is not after the Shara'i'. It's not after the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam moves to Medina, and now we have the obligation of fasting. We have the dietary restrictions have been explained more and more. So the things that we usually consider halal and haram, much of that is not there. The people that Allah is talking to in this ayah even includes people that were doing the ultimate sin. They were even doing shirk. Even the mushrikun are included. Even they. In the open, and because all of them are slaves of Allah, whether they realize it or not. Whether they recognize it or not, you're still a slave of Allah. You could be a rebellious slave of Allah, as is the explanation in this ayah. Because if Allah said, Ya ibadi, my slaves, automatically you assume a slave is someone who obeys the master. So you would think this is talking about the obedient people. He said, Ya ibadi alladhina asrafu ala anfusihim. My slaves who did wrong against themselves. Even a more beautiful thing here is Allah did not say asrafu ala rabbikum, ala rabbihim. They did wrong against, or they crossed the lines against Allah, their Rabb. Right? He didn't say that. He said even when you disobey Allah, you're actually only hurting yourself. You didn't hurt Allah in any way. You didn't take anything away from Allah's kingdom. You were just harming yourselves. And so the profound thing here is that instead of beating down on the sinner, first of all, the Messenger himself, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has been commanded to address the sinner and to remind the sinner, I'm just trying to tell you to stop hurting yourself. That's what I'm trying to do. الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. And so, what we're going to learn in this series of ayat are a number of instructions. And the purpose of each of those instructions is to get us to stop hurting ourselves. Is to get us to stop doing israf against our own selves, going too far against our own selves. Let's talk about the word israf before we go on. I keep using the word sinner, but actually it's not accurate in light of these ayat. The word is not athnabu or akhta'u, right? Or ارتكبوا السيئات فعبر سبحانه وتعالى عن الذنوب المرتكب الذنوب بالذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم. إسراف على نفسه. الإسراف على نفسه. What does it mean, أسرفوا على أنفسهم? Israf in Arabic is when you go above what is normal. So you have iftar, and you can have enough iftar that you're not hungry anymore. But just because you're not hungry anymore doesn't mean you don't want revenge more against the plate of chicken. So you take 6 more drumsticks and you grab half the bottle of ketchup and you get the other fries because your cousin's looking at the fries too, and before he gets them, you gotta get them. And so you stuff your face. You stopped being hungry 10 minutes ago, but you're still eating. That's israf. You're eating more than you need. That's israf. Israf means excess. Israf means more than what is needed. More than appropriate amount, right? And Allah created nature in a way, and not just in the spiritual sense, in the religious sense, but even in fitrah, in nature, Allah created a system by which israf will always harm you. Too much water and you can actually drown. Too much drinking water. Water is a good thing, but you can actually, there is such a thing as drinking too much water. Sugar is a good thing. Your body needs sugar. Too much sugar is going to be a problem. Too much of anything is going to be a problem. Right? Too much sleep is going to be a problem. Too much exercise is going to be a problem. Everything has to be within a limit, doesn't it? Everything Allah designed has to be within a limit. And if you go past that limit, who do you hurt? You hurt yourself. You hurt yourself. In everything, in every part of life, you and I can engage in israf. But what happens? Human beings, sometimes we're good at some things, or sometimes we enjoy some things more than other things. And so when we enjoy something more than other things, we start focusing on it. And when you focus on one thing too much, you're obviously ignoring something else, right? So you end up doing israf in one thing, and then you do tafrit in something else, right? Ifrat in one thing, tafrit in something else also. You go too much here, something else is, you love your job. I love my office. So you go there, You got to get out at 3 o'clock. You say, no, I'll stay an extra 30 minutes. I want to talk to my friend. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, because you love your job, because you love your business. That's great. Except now your family's suffering. So you're not giving them any time. You don't have time to call your parents. You don't have time to pray a salah in a masjid. You don't have time to recite Quran anymore because you put all the time in the business, right? Or somebody says, I just want to take care of my kids. And they're spending all their time with their kids. And now because they're spending all their time with their kids, they have no time for their spouse. They have no time for their parents. They have no time for their worship. They have no time. You could get israf. Even in good things, you could do israf. It's not just in bad things, in good things. And then there are things that Allah has made permissible within a certain way. Like it's permissible if you do it the right way. Men and women can be together if they do it the right way. There's a wrong way for men and women to be together, and there's a right way. Now, if you just cross that line, you're also doing israf. You're crossing a line that you shouldn't be crossing. So there's different kinds of excess, and sometimes human beings cross a line and they don't realize it. That's the other thing. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. It was just one small step, which led to one small step, which led to one small step. And before you know it, man, I crossed the red line a long time ago, and I'm way in the danger territory. I'm way in the do not enter zone, right? You're way out there. And now you say, man, I messed up so much. How can I even go back? I've gone too far. So sometimes people, this was a funny thing that they used in the American economy when the subprime mortgage crisis happened several years ago. They were saying the banks are too big to fail, if you remember, or the car companies are too big to fail. Meaning their failure is so big that we have to just accept the failure. There's no way for us to come back, and let's put more money into this leaking bucket, right?